There is a crippling epidemic of men and women who don't realize the potential they have, and they don't take advantage of the opportunity at hand. It has never been easier for anybody in human history to achieve the things that you are capable of achieving. So if this video is for anything, all it is a wake-up call for you specifically, the person watching this, to wake up and realize the opportunity that you have today in your current situation. You see, the trap that most people fall into is exactly what stops them from achieving the things that they are capable of doing. Now, the true trap that I speak about is a 9-to-5. Now, when you hear that, obviously your alarm goes off, you've heard it 1,000 times, but let me make this practical and explain it logically. What you're doing is you're trading time for money. The most valuable thing in the world is your time, and you're trading it for one of the second most valuable things in the world, money. Why would you trade the first most valuable thing for the second most valuable thing? And I'm not saying if you're happy you're 9-to-5 and you want to live a comfortable, stable life and you don't want to achieve the things that you've ever thought of, that's fine. This video is not for you. Click off of it. Don't watch it ever again. This video is for the person who knows they're capable of doing more. And you have to realize that the 9-to-5 you're working is capping you. Your effort will never be matched with more pay. What you make, whether you show up to work on time or off time, or if you put full effort in, or you go 75% or 50% of that day, you are making the same amount of money no matter what. You are capped. If you want real freedom and you're serious about getting to where you say you want to go, you need something that scales. You need something that isn't fully dependent on how much time you put into it. But the real reason people stay in that situation is because of comfort. Comfort looks like living that day-to-day life of, hey, my paycheck comes in every 2 weeks. I'm good. I can pay the bills. I'm not stressing. My head's finally above water. I can relax now. No, you get caught in this daily routine of going to a job, clocking in and clocking out, and you build your entire life, your entire foundation around this thing that is completely dependent on your time. In this day and age, with the amount of opportunity at hand, I would say that it's complete insanity if you're somebody who knows that you're meant for more and can achieve that. And the reason it's comfortable and most people don't even think twice about it is because it doesn't hit you today. It doesn't hit you tomorrow. It doesn't hit you next year. It hits you when you're 70 years old and you look back on your life and you said, man, I lived my entire life chasing somebody else's dreams and never pursued mine, simply because I was comfortable. Comfort is the real enemy, and I realized that at a very young age. You know, I grew up in a town, a very, very small town, with nobody really chasing anything, just people at a level of comfort, because that's what it's meant for. It's meant for people who are older, who've already, excelled in their careers. They've already done what they wanted to do. They're older. It's a retirement place. It's a great place to raise kids. But if you're ambitious and you need opportunity, it is the worst possible place to be. And I realized that at a very young age. I knew that I had to escape that. And I put myself in a very uncomfortable situation that I'm very grateful for, because most people wouldn't have done it. I moved 1,000 miles away from everybody I ever knew, from everything I ever knew, from everything I ever learned. And I said, I'm going to go figure it the fuck out. When I was in my hometown, all I had was a belief. All I knew that Joel Lang was going to be something. But I didn't know anything about business. I didn't know anything about the world. I was just dumb as fuck, but super ambitious. So I knew I needed to do something that was outside of the ordinary. I needed to leave and figure out how I can obtain those other things. How could I learn about business? How could I learn about opportunity? How could I realize that this is normal? When you're surrounded by people who are also comfortable, that they've never looked to aspire to do anything extra, they've always tried to do the bare minimum, you will always be capped by that mindset. I said, I want to be around people who are thinking further. I want to be around ambitious people. I want people to show me that this is a real thing. I want people to validate this belief that I have in myself, because belief is step one. Skill is step two. So I moved to acquire the skill. I'm not saying you have to move 1,000 miles away from everybody you know, but I'm saying put yourself in an environment to obtain the mindset it takes to get the skills that attracts the money. And I'll explain exactly how you can do that. First, we have to talk about the mindset it takes. So the mindset that I've subscribed to, that I try to, endure, is simply that, I may feel ambitious. I may feel belief in myself, but I carry myself as if everybody around me has that same exact mindset. As bad as I want it, they either want it just as bad as me or more. And when you subscribe to that mindset and you believe that and your environment shows that, then you will always try to obtain more. You're not envious or jealous of people who are doing better than you. You just realize that there is more that you can do. You realize there's higher potential inside of you. And you will fall in love with the pursuit of that. So imagine that feeling, that burning desire that you have and that belief that you have in yourself of like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to do everything I said. Everybody else has that. So how else can you prove to the world, prove to yourself, prove to your family that you are meant for more? You have to do the work. That is the only other way. You're not going to get it by being motivated. You're not going to get it by watching this video and just feeling motivated and like, oh, I know I can do it. No, you actually have to go do it. You have to implement. It has never been easier at any time of human history to do that. It has never been easier to obtain leverage. Leverage is doing one thing once and letting it pay off over time. The problem is everybody's so distracted. They're distracted by TikTok. They're distracted by girls and night at the bar. They're distracted by fake routines. People say, okay, hey, I feel this motivation. I feel this desire. I want to lock in on 2026. And then they go watch somebody else's routine. Oh, he wakes up at 5 in the morning. He reads a book. He does this 10-step routine. No. What you need to do is get shit done. It doesn't matter what somebody else is doing. What they're doing is action. If it takes them a 10-step morning routine to do action, then that's what they need to do. If they need to go to the gym at 5 in the morning, then that's what they're going to do. If they need to go to the gym at 10 p.m., then that's what they're going to do. You have to find what works for you to get more shit done. That is the only goal. The more you get done, the more you will achieve. Another thing you have to fix is the way you think about money. Money has been completely demonized to the point that people call it the root of all evil. I don't subscribe to this mindset. Money is simply a tool to achieve what you want to do. If you make $300,000, you can go buy a Lambo and flex on everybody you ever known and act like you're better than the world. Or you can use that $300K to go feed people. Money is simply the tool to achieve either one of those outcomes that you would like. Having more money doesn't make you good or bad. It only reveals who you truly are. It only reveals what your true intentions are. It only reveals your true values. If somebody's biggest calling in life is to go feed starving kids in Africa, the more money they have, the more impact they'll be able to make. That's a fact. So money cannot be evil. It is all about what you do with the tool. If I have a hammer, I can go build a house with that. That is a good thing. If I have a hammer, I can go kill somebody. That is a bad thing. All it is a tool. Once you understand that, all you have to do is focus on acquiring the tool to do the things that you would like to do and become the person you want to be. So now that we understand that money is a tool, the next question is, what are you going to do to acquire that tool? Now, I'm not going to force you into my way. I'm going to tell you about it. But if you have a business model that you've been thinking about or a crazy business idea, like I said, it's never made more sense for you to try to pursue that. All this video is meant for is to tell you to pick something, do something, don't stay the same, don't fall into this trap. Now, to me, the best vehicle you could get to acquire the tool of money is starting a digital marketing company. And I can prove it to you. I don't care where you are right now. I've said this 1,000 times. I want you to look around anywhere you are right now. Actually, look around everything in your environment. I don't care if you're in your room, I don't care if you're in your kitchen, I don't care if you're outside. Everything you're looking at can be attributed back to sales and marketing and somehow. That means there's a business somewhere where somebody is getting paid to put that thing in front of your eyes. And the middleman is profiting from getting this thing into the hands of this person. And that'll never change. It's not a seasonal thing. It'll never go away. There will always be more business owners than there is marketers. It's not like, you have to find the perfect Amazon product. You don't have to find the perfect drop shipping product. You don't have to spend years losing money from learning how to trade. It is an evergreen business model that will always be in demand. Once again, you have to get things done. You have to figure out, how do I acquire this skill? Because the more skilled you are at it, the more money you will make. And that is all we want to create, is a vehicle where we are getting paid based on our effort, our skill set, rather than the amount of time we're putting into something. And digital marketing is the best vehicle to do that. You don't need any capital to start. All you need is a dedication and time that you're going to put into this business model to learn this skill and to market yourself to other business owners. To say, hey, you have this product or this service. I will help you give it to somebody who's in need for it. It's simple problem and solution. Somebody's in need of a product or a service. That's their problem. And there's a business owner out there who has a solution. You will be the middleman to connect these two people. Keep in mind, the middleman always profits the most. Warren Buffett makes more from Coca-Cola than the CEO because he's the middleman. Airbnb owns no homes. Uber owns no cars. The middleman always makes the most money. It's always been that way in all of history. They've always said, in a gold rush, don't look for gold. Hand out fucking shovels. If you get anything from this video, all I'm doing is telling you to take action, because there's too many people out there in my generation, older generations, younger generations just sitting around. You have to get tired of seeing these 20-year-olds and these 15-year-olds make way more money than you, driving around these crazy cars, and you keep calling it a scam as if they're just going to fade away. No, this is real. This is a real opportunity for you to excel in life. And I'll end with this because it's simply the truth. If you don't take anything from this video, simply remember this. Knowledge is literally wasted space in your brain if you don't do anything with it. Get shit done.